Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Just post a comment if you can hear me. So this is the assisted living application, the instructions for completion. Really simple document. I just wanted to look at it with you guys here for a minute. Make sure you guys understand it. It's really simple, really basic. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the comment section below. So like they said at the top, it said incomplete applications will be returned prior to submitting the application. Ensure it includes all required information related required documents. Application for license. To obtain a license, complete application form must be submitted with all related required documents. See below required documents, initial application. Only when all documents have been received in its entirety and approved will a nurse surveyor contact you to schedule a scheduled paper review. See below scheduled paper review. On-site inspection will follow. If a facility is not in compliance with COMAR and requires OHCQ to conduct more than one on-site pre-license visit, the OHCQ may charge $250 per additional site visit. The OHCQ strongly recommends that providers have internet access and email address. Assisted living updates are sent out via email. So required application sections, the general information, the ownership, the background, workman's comp, and then the affidavits. Required documentation for your initial application. You just got, the first thing you want to make sure you have is a hand-drawn sketch of your physical site, the whole house. So basically it's a really simple, it's basically squares and rectangles. You just putting everything where everything is at, and you telling them, you writing inside the square or inside the drawing what room is what. This is the kitchen, this is the bathroom, this is the front, this is the front door, this is, you want to mark everything. All the different rooms, that's the initial sketch. That's all it really is. You don't have to go hire an architect or a designer or anything like that. A lot of people get taking that step a little above and beyond when it's not even that serious. The universal disclosure statement. I can show you guys that. A 4-week menu cycle. Sort of a uniform disclosure statement is basically a document that is going to outline. Ace of Hearts can hear you. Okay, hey, Ace of Hearts. So basically, the uniform disclosure statement is basically what you have to submit to the state first, and then you submit it to, each resident that comes in, they get a copy, so they can know what the state knows, and exactly what they're getting what they're paying for at your facility. So if you're going to include certain things or not include certain things, all that stuff has to be outlined on your universal disclosure statement. This goes with your initial application. They walk you through it, so it's not nothing that you have to go try to figure out. Once you download the statement, you'll see a whole bunch of different columns where you can fill it in and all that. And they say, are you going to be including, say for example, depends, or inshore, or toiletries, like what's included, what are they getting their money, what are they paying for every month? So if there's ever a discrepancy where the family might say, hey, Sandra Johnson, hey, good morning. The family might say, hey, look, we paying $4,500 a month. We thought, Depends was included. You know what I mean? Like they thought Depends was gonna be included, like y'all, like the facility was gonna pay for the Depends. And that might be something y'all don't discuss. You know, it might be something that y'all forget to discuss. But the universal disclosure statement is there to make sure that if it ever goes any further than you and the family can't figure it out, the state got to step in. They're going to refer to that universal disclosure statement. So that's a very important document, not only just for the state and the families, but it's also a good document for you as well. So you'll know exactly what you're going to charge. I mean, you know, it'll help you get your price points together, and then you better explain to them what they're going to get for their money. A 4-week menu cycle for a regular diet with documentation by a licensed dietitian or a licensed nutritionist that the menu is nutritionally adequate. You may use the long-term care diet manual as a guide. So we used their long-term diet manual a long time ago, and they rejected their own thing because they didn't accept it as being a licensed nutritionist. So we still had to go pay for a licensed nutritionist early on. But now we have a site. I don't know the website right offhand, but hold on. Matter of fact, since we're gonna be interactive, I'm gonna go ahead and post it. I'm gonna post it in the comment section. Give me 1 second, because I do have it. I just have to. This is where you get your menus from. Let me get that for y'all real quick. One second. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully y'all's day's off to a great start. Just want to give y'all some content this morning. Since I was looking at it, might as well share it. I don't know what I was exactly I had it pulled up for, but I had wanted to share it. I knew I wanted to do a video because a lot of people, I get a lot of questions about, you know, the application process. Everybody's like extra, you know, scared when it comes to like the application process. Hold on, I'm trying to find this menu. Now I don't remember what it was called, so I'm trying to go through my messages real quick and see if I can find it. Okay. Where's it at? That's the training. Menu, hold on. It says it's just an app that I'm looking for to share with you guys. It's a website I'm looking for. I can't find it right now. I don't know what I did with it, where I put it, but it's an actual website. They got the menus on it, and I don't know the website you can get them from. One of my students has shared it with me. So yeah, I can't find it right this second. But let me see if it's in here. We're gonna keep it going. Boop boop. Is it in this one? But anyways, we're gonna need a 4-week menu, 4-week menu cycle. Oh, and we got that in the business in the box too. And we have it in the ultimate business bundle, so you could get it at work. Find at work. That's what's up, son. We work at. You work in the healthcare field. I ain't trying to be nosy. A copy of verification showing the building is owned, lease, or otherwise under the control of the applicant. So you gotta have a lease. Take her outside or something. You gotta have a lease, a mortgage, or something to say says that that you own that property or you have control of that property. That's something that you have to have. Hold on, I just want, okay, a copy of a copy of your program's approved fire inspection report. So you just go to, you just call the fire department and tell them, tell the fire department that you want them to do a you want to do a fire inspection, and they'll schedule a time. It's free usually. They'll schedule a time to send somebody out, and then they'll just do the fire inspection for you. So a copy of your zoning approval and or use of occupancy permit. A lot of times, what I've been running across, we don't have to deal with that because it's a, you know, we're usually doing residential. With just single family homes and non-HOA communities. So usually we don't run into that problem. We went to the permit office a couple times and they just told us that we didn't need it. So every time we do something, we'll go check just to make sure that we don't need it, but usually we don't need it. But I still like to check with every new property. So if you see a copy of zoning approval and use of occupancy if applicable, most jurisdictions require approval and or permits to operate 6-bed or plus. Exemptions include Baltimore City plus 1 bed. So like even at 1 bed, you got to get its own. In Baltimore, Frederick County is 3 beds, you got to get its own. Baltimore City and Hartford County is 4 beds, you got to get its own. And use of occupancy. And Cecil and Montgomery County is 9 beds. So you in Cecil County and Montgomery County, you don't have to get it into 9 beds. As these requirements are subject to change, check with your local jurisdiction to confirm current requirements. And that's usually what happens is things just always changing. You know what I mean? Things always change. Oh, okay, Sandra, you say you do work in the healthcare field, good. That's what's up. If your program does not have workman's compensation insurance and does not have any employees, submit a letter of exemption, sole proprietorship or partnership or certificate of compliance, corporation or LLC form from the certificate of compliance coordinator at the Workman's Comp Commission. That's the phone number. So basically what we do, we just send them, I don't remember emailing it, because I think they got an address. You can't email it. You send it to the address. You download the exemption form from their website, and then you send it to their address. And you just do that because you don't want to have workers' comp. You just put that you're gonna have all 1099 workers, so you ain't gotta have workers' comp. And it's just formality anyway. You could change it later on. It's just so you don't have to go buy workers' comp before you open your facility. You just do an exemption. If your program is 17 beds plus, submit a copy of your program's food service permit from the local health department. If your program is 17 beds plus, submit an approved physical site plan review from Maryland State Engineer. So those are some of the issues you're gonna run with over 17 beds. You're gonna have to get a food service permit, and you're gonna have to have the site plans reviewed by a Maryland State engineer. So let's go to the next page. Nah, yeah, that's the same. If your program is located in Howard County, submit a copy of your Howard County rental license, which can be obtained from inspections, licensing, and permits. The phone number. This includes the fire inspection report and zoning permit. So this is what I be trying to tell people, like each county is different. So it's never gonna be like the same exact thing in every county. So people be like asking blanket questions, like blanket answers ain't gonna help because everybody in different locations, different cities, different states, different counties, you know, and each level is different. So the state got their level, the county got their level, the cities got their level, you know, so you got to deal with all these different agencies, these different agencies, regulatory agencies to make sure to get your property approved. So, and when you asking questions was so we get a lot of questions. I can't say one thing because it's just different everywhere. And this application is letting you see that. If your program is located, so like they're just talking about Howard County. Now they're saying if your program is located in Montgomery County and it's a 3-bed, you must obtain a Montgomery County license to operate. For an applicant, contact licensure and regulatory services. This is also the office that conducts the environmental and fire inspections upon receipt of your application. If your program is located in Baltimore County, submit a copy of the environmental report from the County Department of Health. And they got the phone number. If this closing entity is a corporation, submit a copy of your good standing documents from the state of Maryland assessment and taxation. Or conduct a charter record search on the website, SDAP, and that's just getting your information for your LLC. They just want to make sure your LLC is in good standing. If your facility is planning to operate or currently operating an Alzheimer's special care unit, submit a program description using the Alzheimer's disease and related disorder special care unit or program special care unit disclosure form. Which can be found on OHCQ website. So this is basically if you're gonna have like a memory care, that's for like if you're gonna have memory care at your facility, you can offer memory care. You gotta submit extra documents, so you can have like a memory care, or you specialize in Alzheimer's. You can still treat Alzheimer's without that designation. Obviously, you can still have people in there with Alzheimer's, but certain families look for memory care, or facilities specialized in dementia and Alzheimer's. And so yeah, you had to submit that. So then on your scheduled paper review, do not submit these items with your application. So a lot of times people be sending all of their stuff with their application, and I mean they'll just send it back or just stamp it. A lot of times you can just walk in there with it. Do not submit. Okay. The assisted living manager staff records, which must obtain written evidence that the manager meets all experience, education, age, health, and training requirements described by the COMAR. COMAR, you keep saying this word COMAR. That's the that's like the statutes and the regulations for the state of Maryland. Like all the rules and regulations. The alternate assisted living manager staff records. So these are all the documents you got to submit. You got to submit the assisted living manager staff records. Maryland makes you go through an 80-hour assisted living managers training. So you get all of those, you get all of the education that you need. They want to make sure you have some experience in the healthcare field. So not just getting the license, not just getting the this is an 80-hour management course. They also want you to have at least work in the field on some level. So that's what they're saying, experience in the age, health, and training described in the COMAR. And then the alternate manager, they gotta have the same thing. And every facility gotta have an alternate manager and an alternate manager on the documentation. Documentation of a completed criminal background check or criminal history records check for the owner, applicant, assisted living manager, alternate manager, other staff, and any household members. The delegating nurse staff records, which must include evidence of her current license, completion of the delegating nurse case manager training, and a signed contract between the delegating nurse and assisted living program. So you got to have a nurse with she has to be signed. She has to be a delegating nurse. And a delegating nurse is just a designation for did they give nurses? It's like a 2 or 3 day class, I think. It's not long, and it's not nothing that is too serious. Most nurses could do it in like a day or two or a weekend. The delegate nurse training. So, and that just makes it's similar to the assisted living manager's training, but it's just teaching the nurse how to manage, how to work in an assisted living in Maryland and stay compliant. A quality assurance plan. A business plan and a 1-year operating budget will demonstrate financial and administrative ability to operate an assisted living. A copy of your program's resident agreement, and they got a sample in the COMAR. You can just use them. A copy of your program's policies and procedures to be implemented in accordance with the following regulations. And those are all of the COMAR. The policies and procedures that we sell are already to the standard. So you got that. Okay. Boop. Okay. Policies and procedures prohibiting abuse, neglect, and financial exploitation of residents, emergency and disaster planning procedures, and smoker policy. And now you always have, and now you also want to make sure you got a COVID policy as well, like infection, disease, and infection control policy. I think that's something that's called something like that. Code of Maryland regulations, so these are just to obtain a copy of all the regulations. You just go to the Division of State documents website, call the Division of State, visit the library. Assisted living programs are accountable to the COMAR. Basically, tell you everything right there. Then they got some frequently asked questions, and then legal name means the full name of the owner and a sole proprietor or partnership or legal name associated corporation, and a certificate formation. And section 1, trade name, DBAs, means that the business trade name, also known as doing business as, a corporation XYZ, assisted living corporation name, legal name. And so they're basically just saying these are some of the questions people ask, and like what are these different questions people are asking? Like, what's the legal name? What's the trade name? And then in section 1, they're going to determine the level of care you would like to provide. Be aware that the manager of a level 3 program must meet additional requirements. So making sure your manager has all the requirements to run a level 3. A level 3 is they can, that's hospice. They can die there. So they can stay there till they pass. And it don't make sense to get a level 1 or 2, because when they decline, they got to move out, and nobody wants to be moving nobody out, especially if they're getting sick. So it's best to go ahead and take the extra little steps to get. It's not a big it's not a huge difference to get to a level 3. So when your residents get there, they can stay as long as they want, as long as they're healthy and they happy. So, and these are just the fire inspection jurisdictions. And all of this you could download this application right online. So then you send your application here, right here, OACQ. It's a new building. It's an old paperwork. It's in Columbia now, Columbia, Maryland. So that's that. Now let's look at something else. I wanted to also, I had another one pulled up. Where is it at? That's instructions. Okay. I'm gonna pull up the actual application next. The application is really simple. Let me share that. Here we go. So y'all see the application? So general information, check the application. Is this your initial application, change of ownership, other changes? Then you just put your company, your license number if it's applicable, like if you're already in business, your website if it's applicable, Legal name, trade name, that's what they were talking about earlier, email, phone number, fax, business address, mailing address, name, street number, all this. So this is your information here, right? Mailing address, business address if it's different. Okay, yeah, that's just if it's different. Does the owner, corporation, or partner or partnership operate and manage the assisted living? So they want to know if you already own or operate any other ones. Number of beds requested, and then the level of care that you're going to go after. So just because you can have as many beds licensed as you want in your house. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people be thinking that they gotta fill up every room. You don't. Yeah, you have to have a nurse in the state of Maryland, and you want to have a nurse anyway. You know, even if you don't, some states don't require it. I don't know. I don't know if there's any states don't require it, but I know, man, I didn't even record it. Oh no, I got it on Facebook. I think it should record on Facebook. Yeah, so that's it. You need a nurse. Either way, either your state requires it or you don't. You still want to have a nurse on board. All areas of assisted living fully constructed or all, so they want to know if you're still in the building process while you're submitting a license. No, identify any areas not fully constructed. Yeah, definitely in PA, you're gonna need a nurse. Name of the manager, your phone number, cell address, and all this good stuff. Name of your alternate manager, name of your delegated nurse. Her information, her license number, and her expiration date. And then we go to the ownership, what's gonna be a sole proprietorship. That's just like it's one individual, partnership, or corporation. Then you put everybody's information down here if it's corporation. Then you gotta do the background. Has the applicant, owner, or managerial staff ever had a license, permit, or certificate to provide care to a third party and it has been denied, suspended, or revoked? They want to know, and if it is, they want you to explain it. So that's for the background check. Does the applicant currently hold or have the applicant previously held any license or certificate for operation of healthcare facility or similar healthcare program? They want to know if you're already doing it. Goofy dog. Does the applicant currently hold? Okay, does the applicant manager, does the owner, applicant, manager, alternate manager, or staff, or any household member have a criminal conviction? If you got any, just go ahead and just be honest if you do. Oh, I didn't mean to go there. Workman's comp, do you have any employees? Put no, because you're gonna send in the you're gonna send in the exemption. And then this affidavit right here, you gotta sign. That's all it is, and that's it. It's that simple. Application is super simple. 1, 2, 3 pages. And the last page you sign it. It's really simple stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. You're gonna be able to watch it on Facebook if you just tuned in. You can go back and watch the replay after I log off. You can go back and watch it over. So I just want to run through this application real quick. Give y'all something to think about this week. Give you some more insight onto what it takes to get started and get set up with assisted living here in Maryland. And I'm sure if you're in another state and you want to go over your application, go ahead and send it to me and we'll just jump on live tomorrow or something. And I'll go through another states as well. So if you want me to look at PA, send me PA's application and then we'll do a live on it. And then we'll pick it apart and help you answer the questions that you may be stuck on. Okay, Asa Home Care. And what's your name, Asa Home Care? I don't want to call you Asa Home Care. Ace Hearts Home Care. What's your name? What's your name? She said, thank you. Okay. Oh, Clarissa. All right, Clarissa. Clarissa. I like that name. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Have a good day. Feel free to post comments, send me email, text, whatever you got questions, call, sign up for a thing, buy some products, about to get if you don't have the ultimate business bundle and you need to put assisted living business plan, assisted living policies and procedure, budget and all that stuff, and then menus, everything that you saw we talked about that you're gonna need. If you need any of that stuff, we got it at the for the Ultimate Business Bundle. So just contact me and I'll give you a discount. And we'll get you that all the information that you need. Okay, Sandra, just email me. I mean, just DM me to this page and I'll send you the link. All right. I'm hopping off of here, okay? Y'all take it easy. Peace.